Welcome everybody. Good afternoon to all of you. Thank you very much for attending this webinar about additive manufacturing. So my name is Tony and I represent Chemtron from Singapore. We are a complete 3D solutions provider. So we provide the solutions, we provide the services. We also do a lot of training programs for people who are interested in 3D printing. So without further ado, I'm going to go and start my presentation proper. So Chemtron, we were established in 1996, and we started out as a chemical company doing biochemicals, antibodies, clonings. We used to supply to all the hospitals and universities in Singapore. And our core business is actually trying to bring innovative technologies into our Southeast Asia region. And one of the best things that has happened to us is obviously additive manufacturing, and I will show you why in the next coming slides. So these are some of the brands that I represent. Some of them may be familiar to you, some of them will not be. So I will explain to you a little bit more about each of them later on in the presentation. So Chemtron, we actually went into 3D printing proper about 5 years ago, and we've gotten a lot of very impressive milestones, I would say. We were the first to install the Metal X Markforged 3D printer in Singapore and the whole of Southeast Asia. We were the first to do that. We also have 9 big wrap machines, which I'll explain to you later, in Singapore and Malaysia. We were the first to install the EnvisionTech WIDA HD CDLM jewelry printing in Singapore and the Ultra 3SP large format 3D printing system in Malaysia. We have hundreds of customers from different industries, from different industry segments all across Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, Bangladesh, Cambodia. And we've installed all these machines virtually in every single education and tertiary institute. So below are some of my famous customers that I work very closely with who have my systems and are using it currently for their production and organization use. So a little bit about me. When I started out this business, right, I had zero clue about 3D printing. I never knew what 3D printing was. I had no idea what it was all about. In fact, my background was an auditor. I was an accountant. I actually worked for Ernst & Young for 3 years, and I was doing auditing for companies. After my time there, I was looking for something different, and I like to talk, I like to present, and I joined the family business. And that's where I was given the task of expanding this up-and-coming technology called additive manufacturing in my country, right? So I started out from zero. And the reason why I keep mentioning this is because I want to tell customers and potential people over here that it's not a very difficult technology. For me, I have zero manufacturing background. I have no degree in engineering, but yet I still am able to learn and understand this technology easily. Which is, if I can do it, you guys can do it for sure. Now, for us in my company, what I do is I selectively pick very careful brands, brands that I believe will give a lot of potential, a lot of benefit to my customers. So whatever brands that I'm talking about are brands that I've studied properly and have a very strong impact in the market. It's not any kind of 3D printers. There are thousands of 3D printers in the market today, but the ones that I pick are the ones that I feel will give benefit to the people who have it. And that's why I picked out company names like Markforged, EnvisionTech, Big Wrap. These are one of the best and world-known, renowned brands around the world in terms of additive manufacturing. So let's move forward. So today I'm going to take you on an adventure. I'm going to take you into the whole thing about additive manufacturing from start to finish. Okay, so we're going to go through an adventure. We're going to understand what 3D printing is all about. So we're going to start off is, where are we today? Where are we with manufacturing? Where are we with the world right now, right? And then after that, I'm going to explain to you what is additive manufacturing and 3D printing. Where do we begin 3D printing? If somebody wants to start it today, where do we go? Where do we start, adopting this technology? And then after that, I'm going to talk to you more about 3D CAD modeling, 3D scanning, different technologies that are available in the market today, and where do we see ourselves in the future? Where do we see ourselves with 3D printing? So let's begin. So we all see this picture here. This is what we see in all manufacturing companies, the CNC machines, the milling machines, and all of that. This is a very common picture, common scenario in all of our, manufacturing companies, for example. Not to say that it's bad or anything, but it's just been there for a very, very long time. And this is what we are trying to move forward with. I'm not going to say that it replaces this technology. I'm going to say it's going to complement manufacturing, right? Additive manufacturing will never replace the traditional methods, but it is a step forward for new technologies and to leverage on both technologies to get the best for your customers. So let me give you a scenario, right? On the left is what we are very familiar with. We are familiar with the process, the manufacturing process. First, we have the design, right? We have the CAD modeling guys who design everything, and they come up with a digital file. And then after that, it goes into a prototyping stage. But during this stage, the manufacturing companies will need different kind of prototyping toolings to come up with a prototype, right? And after a few changes here and there, back and forth, with redesigning, we are then okay to go into production. So with that, you will need toolings, right, to get everything on board. So you need your fixtures, you need to fabricate the fixtures, you need the mold making, you need chem. All of these toolings are needed, and this takes a lot of time, a lot of process. And then after that, it goes into production. And that's when we talk about large-scale productions. You'll need the logistics, supply chains. And finally, you'll get your product in your hand, right? So the whole process involves raw materials, manufacturing, the shipping, as well as inventory. Now, the one on your right is where I want to bring you guys towards. Just imagine a scenario where you can design something, straight away print it overnight, and the next day you already have your design and you can actually use it. So this is where we are trying to bring additive manufacturing to. Not only prototyping, but end-use products and tools, right? And this is this is going to help customers speed up production time, speed up the process, speed up everything, so you can get your product design to the market faster, right? So recently, and we all know, and we are currently facing this, the coronavirus. Just overnight, we were not allowed to leave our homes. We all had to work from home. A lot of the manufacturing companies could not access their production plants. And what happened was that it affected supply chains, right? So people couldn't get the parts, couldn't get their equipment, needed, and there was a break in the supply chain.